Hello there, hola, ¿cómo estás? Friends and amigos from all over the world. It's your man, the one and only Globe Master, Yao Fusu. Back at you today, from home. Some people think I live in my car or something. No. Alright, so today, I have an answer to a question that I got from Instagram. Now, this question comes from, what's the guy's name? Kurt Diggler. Now, listen, I know some people make up names for profiles on Instagram and Facebook and this and that. Dude, I don't really think your name is Kurt Diggler. I could be wrong. You could be white. Kurt Diggler. You better be a porn star, because with that name, that's all I gotta say. You better be a porn star. All right? Anyway, his question is, how do you know if you are spiritually compatible with a woman in a relationship before a serious relationship? Wow. Okay, now, Mr. Diggler, if that's your real name, okay? All right. See, let's get serious for a second. I believe in spirituality, okay? And I also believe in common sense, okay? There are certain things that, as a human being, you can tell when you're getting into a relationship with anybody, okay, that you don't need spirituality to tell you. Common sense can tell you a lot, okay? But I always go with this. My motto is listen to your spirit. Listen to your spirit. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. The Most High send messages straight to you through your spirit. And when you ignore your spirit, there will be consequences. I've said that before in another video and I'm going to say it again. If you don't listen to your spirit, there will be consequences that you have to pay later. Whatever the situation is. All right? Now, when you're talking about relationship, there are two different types of relationship. Are you talking about smash and dash, or a serious relationship that can lead to marriage? Now, if you're talking about, wham bam, thank you ma'am, there should be no spiritual connection or spiritual research before you get into that. That's just called tricking off. There's no spirituality involved. But if you're looking into something that's serious, especially if you're looking to marry a woman, of course, I can give you a few advices that was passed on to me from an elder to you. All right? Let me go to my notes here. Now, you see, when it comes to spirituality, women are spiritually stronger than men. Believe it or not. Women are spiritually stronger than men, but emotionally weaker than men. This is how men sometimes get over women, because women usually tend to use their emotions more than their spirit. Okay? A woman can be the most wonderful thing in the world and can also be the most deadliest thing in the world. Okay? A woman can be heaven or hell. depending on the circumstance or whatever you get yourself into with a woman, right? A woman can be your God or your devil. That's how powerful women are. So when you're dealing with a woman, you better move cautiously. All right? I can give you examples. But before I even get to that, women spiritually mature, or some people say mature, earlier than men. Okay? I could give you example like, let's say if anybody can attest to this. If you put a 2-year-old or 3-year-old girl next to a 3-year-old boy, most of the time, the 3-year-old girl is already speaking. Sometimes even reading. And the 3-year-old boy is do. You know, I've seen it myself. I have a daughter and I have 2 sons. The girls develop in language, physicality, everything faster than boys. And also, as we are growing up as human beings, if you notice, by the time a girl is like around 10 years old, she is already aware of her sexuality. While most boys, unless they grow up in a home where they are exposed to certain things, most boys, by the time they are 10 years old, your mind is not even thinking about anything like that. Right? Now, as a man, listen, every human being on this planet has a spirit. Some people know how to invoke their spirits, some don't. Every human being has a spirit, and your spirit talks to you. Okay? If you're a man and you are dealing with a woman, right? The minute you meet a woman, your spirit talks to you. It's up to you to override it with your intelligence, or you accept what the spirit is telling you. Okay? Women, however, can tell the second they meet a guy if they're going to open their legs for the guy or not. That's how in tune women are with their spirits. Okay? Now, as a man, when you meet a woman, all right, there are 2 options that come with any woman you meet in this world. You have a woman that have clean spirit, and a woman that has been invaded or knowingly knows she has an evil spirit. And that evil spirit is called, dun dun dun, in English it's called a succubus. Oh yeah. Men have evil spirits too. They call that incubus. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about women's spirit here. Spirituality. A woman that's a succubus, majority of them know it. They know it deep in them that there's something in them that is not right, but they can deal with it. Okay, now what is a succubus? A succubus is a supernatural entity that comes in female form. Okay, let me repeat that. A succubus is a supernatural entity that comes in a female form. Usually a very, very beautiful woman. Okay? Like a succubus usually looks like the Jada Pinkett of this world. You know? The Robin Givens of this world. You know, my ex-wife. I hope nobody heard that. Anyway, succubus are usually very beautiful women. Okay? But the spirit inside of them is very, very dirty. And if you're not careful and the succubus stick their needle into your vein, you are in trouble, mister. You are in trouble. It's going to take a whole lot of things to yank that needle off your veins. All right? Now, there are signals that your spirit sends to you when you encounter this entity in a female form. All right? First of all, if you're a man, there are some things that it's not natural for you to get yourself involved with. All right? First thing I can say is, like, for example, you meet a woman that's very aggressive towards you to get into a relationship with you, which is not natural. What I mean is a woman that's pushing herself on you, sexually, practically putting her breast in your mouth when you are not asking for it. Okay? Succubus are evil things that needs a body, and they use female bodies to get what they want. The first thing a succubus needs to thrive is good old blood, your blood, okay? And especially your white blood. I'm gonna get into that. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if you're looking to be in a very, very serious relationship leading to marriage, as far as I'm concerned, forget what the Bible or the Quran or whatever religion, the Torah, whatever religion, forget what it tells you. Okay? Now, unless the woman is a virgin, you must. This is coming from me, Yao Fosu. No, not the Bible. You must at least cohabitate, which means live together under the same roof for at least 2 years with a woman to see if she has a clean spirit or she doesn't. Within 2 years, you will be able to see it. Okay? There are signals that comes out. Even when she's not aware of it, you can spot it. Do not, if you're a man, listen to this, especially if you're a young man, do not ever, no, unless it's your last resort, move into a woman's home. It's not natural. And if you do that, if she's a succubus, if she has an evil spirit, oh, it's like throwing yourself into a black widow's web. She got you. If you move into her domain and she wrap her what you call her web around you, you are done for. Okay? That's like, imagine a boa constrictor constricting you. Anytime you take a breath, it squeezes harder. You are done. All right? Now, What should you look for in a woman before you make a very, very serious commitment like marriage? The first thing you should look for, see, in other cultures, if you're a man and you want to marry a woman, your family will secretly send an elder to go do a research on the woman's family to see what you are getting yourself into. Are they clean? Do they have any insanity in their family? Do they have any sicknesses in their family? All kinds of stuff. Your family, this is mostly like in Africa and Asia, your family will send an elder to go do a research on the female's family before they give you approval to marry her, right? So one thing I can tell you about that is, on your own, do a research for at least 3 generations of the female you're getting yourself into. Is her mother married still with her father? What if the mother is not married? What kind of life has the mother been living with other men? Okay? If her grandma is alive, check that out too. Is the grandmother still married with the grandfather? Now, if these 2 generations before her are loose, and you know what I mean by loose, run for your money. The apple do not fall far from the tree. Okay? If the grandmother and the mother were loose, being ran through by different men, you are going to lose if you get with her. It's not going to work. It's a generational thing that will keep continuing. And you cannot break that. All right? Now, the second thing I'm going to say is, this one is not even spiritually. This should be common sense. Do not get into any relationship with your wallet. Okay? Do not lead with your wallet, because there are these financial succubus. Oh, they're just floating all around the world. They're called, you may call them gold diggers. They could smell money a mile away. They are women. Okay? Even if you dress like a construction worker, they could smell money on you. So be very careful financially how you deal with a woman. If you lead with your wallet, boy, you're going to get got. All right? Now, the third one I'm going to talk about is probably the most important thing sexually. Succubus thrive in the world of sexuality. Listen to this very carefully, okay? I'm going to give you some signs you should look for in a woman before you get very, very serious with her, okay? First thing you need to study in a woman, if you're planning to marry her, is sexually, is she more aggressive than you are? If the woman is more aggressive than you are, my friend, you are in trouble. That's what I'm going to say about that one. Okay? You are in big trouble. You would, if you cannot satisfy a woman, do not, I'm going to repeat this. If you cannot satisfy a certain woman, take a big fat L. There's nothing wrong with taking an L and move on with your life. Because if you don't, especially if you're financially stable or financially well off, she's still going to stay and you're just going to be a sucker. Okay? Second thing, if you are sexually active with a woman and she's very interested, listen to this very, very carefully. If she's very, very interested in swallowing, I'm going to be as explicit as I can be. If she's very, very interested, always never waste your cum. And I'm not talking about taking it inside. I'm talking about anytime you want to come, she want it in her mouth. Okay? Anytime, listen, women with clean spirits, take it from me. I'm speaking this from experience. If you're not in a woman's mouth and she has a clean spirit, she either throw up or gag or whatever. It's not very normal for a woman to swallow your cum. Okay? Remember, cum is blood. Besides cum being blood, a man's semen is very, very strong in scent. Okay? And any woman that will swallow your cum and actually suck each and every little drop out of your, you know what? Boy, if that don't scare you, then nothing should. If that's not a succubus, you don't know what you're dealing with. Okay? Third, if a woman is sexually freakier than you desire, listen, I have had experiences in my life that may not be PG on YouTube to talk about. Okay? If you're dealing with a woman sexually, and for example, you're not even thinking about something and she demands you do it to her, like sodomy. Of course, you know, when you're a young guy, I did it myself. When you're a young guy and you meet a girl that is asking you to sodomize her, it blows your mind. You're like, wow, I'm actually going to do this for the first time. And you do it. Okay? You don't know that that's an unclean spirit. And they thrive in nastiness. Okay? A female that is sexually attracted to blood and shit, it's a straight demonically possessed. I'm going to repeat myself. If you are sexually active with a female that enjoys seeing blood or shit, my friend, run for the hills. That's not a woman you get serious with, or especially marry. Okay? The next one, pay very attention to this. If you are sexually involved with a woman, listen to how she sounds when she climaxes. Okay? Because the spirit in her comes out. Now, if you're a man and you have the ability to make a woman climax, because not all men can do that, let's be honest. If you get a woman to the point where she can't control herself, whatever is inside of her comes out. A clean spirit woman usually moans very feminine or cries, right? An evil spirit, a succubus infested woman, the animal in her will come out from the sound that she makes. And this is no joke. I have experienced this personally. I have dealt with one girl during her climaxing. This girl sounded like a dog. I shit you not. And that was the last time I ever saw her. Okay? Her moan, the way she was moaning, was scary. And that is not natural for a woman to be doing that. So listen to how she sounds when she's climaxing. All right? Now, the last and the most important one you should know about a female, if she's a succubus, is how, listen to this carefully, young man. If you're a young man, listen to this very, very carefully. How she interacts with your mother. Yes, your own mother. You see, every mother and child is connected through umbilical cord. The umbilical cord may be cut. I mean, of course, it has to be cut after you are born. But no matter what, spiritually, you are still connected. Okay? If your mother sees an unclean spirit, maybe you have ignored that. You have used your intelligence to override it. You know she has an unclean spirit, but your intelligence is telling you, man, I'm having the best sex of my life, or this girl is so much fun. I don't know what I'm gonna do without her. But your mom, women's intuition, women's spirit are stronger. Your mom's spirit tells her anytime she sees that woman that something is wrong here. This girl is evil. So if you have a female, a woman that's not getting along with your mom, or hate your mom's guts, my friend, be very, very careful. You are in big trouble. Okay? I actually know some guys that stopped talking to their own mother because of their wife. The wife's spirit annihilates his spirit to the point that he will stop talking to his own mother. And some of you know who these guys are. It could be you. If a woman makes you stop talking to your mother, you are already defeated, my friend. A bonus, if you're dealing with a woman that shows you love and respect, but anybody else in the world she's very disrespectful to, that's another signal. Be very careful. All right? Now, I hope these signals open your eyes a little bit, Mr. Diggler. Before I end this video, I want you to know that, listen, I believe in spirituality. I don't have any degree of giving advices. I just give what I know. And also give advices that's been told to me from elders. I pass it on. Too often, men see young men making mistakes. Sometimes you could see a train wreck and you're just looking at it. Okay? You could see a young man, you know he's heading straight to the penitentiary or to jail, and you don't intervene. I'm getting older now. An elder told me when I turned 40, sat me down and gave me advices and told me, now that you are 40 years old, This is the end of being young. And soon as you turn 50, it's the beginning of getting old. And guess what? I lived that 10 years. From 40 to 50 has been lovely. I just turned 50 a couple of months ago. And what that man said to me was right. I have known that I'm in the early stages of getting old. So any advice that I could give anybody, I'll do my best to give. All right? I'm going to end it over here. The name is Globe Master Yao Fosu. If you like my channel, subscribe. Listen, questions and comments are welcome. Hit me up with your questions. Continue bringing the questions up at globemaster_Yao Fosu. That's globemaster_YAWFOSU on Instagram. Take it easy. Cheers.